Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here, man. And we have over here Crystal Durant.
Hello.
And we have over here Tommy Von Voigt.
Far out.
Yeah.
Totally.
And
Totes.
yeah, totes. All right, so let's get into 1967 because I'm just chopping at the bits to talk about 1967 records. And well, you get to start, Tommy.
All right, Tommy.
I do.
Tommy gets to start.
You know, it's crazy. We were all just talking, and they accidentally saw my list, and they were both like, "Whoa, Tommy, your list is exactly our list." So as you read off your list, we just want everyone out there to know that it's exactly our list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
No variation.
yeah,
whatsoever.
verbatim. Yep, that's what they said.
Verbatim.
That's what they said. And
I
then
mean,
and
they
then
were
Crystal
wrong,
was
but-
even like verbatim, and I'm like, well, that's just weird to say that out loud, but that's what she said.
No, she didn't say that.
That's what she said. Anyway, that's what she said.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got obviously some honorable mentions because it's fucking 1967. Now, I'm sure I don't have nearly as many honorable mentions as somebody else might have, but
Maybe.
I got a few.
Maybe.
So mine are Make It Happen, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, Happy Together, The Turtles.
That's a double.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's Live for Today, The Grassroots. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a really strong record. It really is.
I have to listen to that.
I Think We're Alone Now, Tommy James and the Shondells.
Surprise.
Yeah. And Groovin', The Young Rascals.
Oh man, Groovin' by the Young Rascals. Love that album.
Yeah, it's a really good one. So my actual top 10 for 1967.
Is
We're going to kick things off with the Monkees. Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited.
Yes.
man.
Oh
What
my god.
album.
You fucking know it, man.
Oh,
So
man.
You know
good.
it.
So good.
Number 9, Jimi Hendrix Experience with Axis Bold as Love.
Yeah. Possibly my favorite Hendrix album.
It's,
Really?
It's definitely
Possibly.
mine.
Wow.
Totally mine.
Wow,
favorite,
okay.
yeah.
It's hard to say, but
My number 8, the Bee Gees with Bee Gees First.
Ooh.
Even though it's actually the Bee Gees Third.
yes.
Yes.
Thirst. Man, Bee Gees first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If you haven't dug into pre-disco Bee Gees and you want to
Get
listen to
on
60s
it.
stuff, go to Bee Gees first.
Get it.
Yeah.
It is so...
So
We've said before, if you don't fuck with the Bee Gees, you are making some mistakes in your life.
big time.
Yeah.
And you got to
Yeah.
get back. You got to start with like their. I guess I kind of call it their quasi baroque-ish pop era, and it's just
Yeah.
But it doesn't
Yeah.
sound like anything else out there.
Well, see, that's the thing is I always thought about that as being, and I've said this on previous episodes, I believe, that I always thought about that as being like the best Sgt. Pepper wannabe album. Well, I was wrong. That record came out before Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah.
Oh, did it really?
Yes.
Nice. Well, it's also a fantastic album.
Yeah.
My number 7, The Temptations with a lot of soul.
Like, what else would they have?
I mean, it could have been a little bit of soul.
No.
It's just this time around there was a shitload of it. Well, it doesn't hold a candle to 1968. The Temptations provide an overabundance of soul.
Yeah. This is true.
And 1969's a whole surplus of soul,
Yeah.
featuring The Temptations
And 11 other hits.
and 11 other hits
songs
the young people will enjoy.
for the kids of today.
My number 6, The Supremes with The Supremes sing Holland Dozier Holland.
Yep.
My number 5, The Four Tops, Reach Out. I don't know if you guys have picked up on a pattern here. Motown was just literally shitting gold in the 60s.
Yeah. Well, see, yeah, you know what? I have to cut in for a second here.
Go ahead.
People always say the Beatles killed Motown. Somebody even commented on our last episode. It's 67 and they're still doing this shit. The Beatles did not kill
No, they did
Motown.
not.
Motown was thriving.
They absolutely
We're talking the year
cohabitated.
Beatles put out Sgt. Pepper, and Motown was still kicking ass. The Beatles did not kill Motown.
Look how much Motown I've already got on my list in 67.
Yeah.
And these are fantastic fucking albums.
Yeah.
And now, and again, the whole purpose of this is we're talking about albums. If we were just fucking with singles,
Oh, please.
and not worrying
Yeah.
about weak tracks on an album,
Yeah.
Motown was crushing it.
Yeah.
Which I think we talked about in those
Oh,
episodes.
absolutely.
probably have talked
Oh,
about this, yeah.
we definitely didn't miss that.
We're getting to the point in these series now where we're just going to repeat everything we've all just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to a degree, yeah.
You should just.
There'll be some
you should
obvious
just cut
shit.
it in, like.
Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
yeah.
But my number 4, Vanilla Fudge with Vanilla Fudge. Oh, I love this album.
Interesting. Okay.
I love that first Vanilla Fudge record. Oh, it's so good. It's so... You don't like?
The album is okay.
Oh,
Interesting. I thought you were really into them.
Well, I'm really into their cover of.
You Keep Me Hanging On, yeah.
I mean, that's on that
Hanging
album.
On. I know. And like I said, I do like the album, but I'm not like in love with it. But that song, I fucking love that cover. Is fucking brilliant.
Do you like on that album, People Get Ready?
Ready? Yeah, that's pretty good too.
So
Yeah,
beautiful,
yeah.
their
It was
version
nice.
of that.
I wasn't expecting it.
I don't know. I think it's an incredible record. I actually get to see them back in 2013 or 2014. I was walking through Times Square because I hadn't yet learned my lesson, and I was near. I dodged a couple grungy Elmos, and I was near BB King's when BB King's was still open.
Yeah.
And I saw on the marquee it said Vanilla Fudge. I was like, Vanilla fucking Fudge, what? Because I was already hip to that record. My dad had turned me on to that record years ago. And so I went and said, when's the Vanilla Fudge concert? They're like, it's tonight. I'm like, what? Are there tickets available? Oh, yeah. I'm like, what? And they're like, $40. I'm like, what? Yeah, it was something that was like $30 or $40 or something like that. I'm like, okay.
Was Carmine Appice still in?
Carmine, it was everybody except for the original bass player.
Really?
Wow.
It was the other three members of the band. They were all there.
Okay.
Mark Stein, the keyboard player, he was
Yeah.
there. Yeah, they were all there.
Wow.
So I was like, well, fuck yeah. So I just went and killed some time, probably got some ice cream, went back, and watched Vanilla Fudge just lay waste to BB King's, like as if 50 years hadn't gone by. And
Wow,
they
okay.
sounded amazing.
Wow.
And they
Incredible.
played the entirety of that first record, and they moved Set Me Free to the end
And-
because they knew that everyone was there for that. But they, other than that, they did the whole album in order, and they sounded perfect.
Was it a sold out show?
Yes.
It was a sold SOULE'd
House show.
out show.
That's so crazy.
I
Just
might have
like,
gotten
doo-doo-doo,
I might have gotten the
one
last available
ticket.
ticket. It was just one ticket available, and I'm
And
like,
you-
Vanilla Fudge. When does it start? 2 hours.
Hours.
What? They still exist? What?
What?
And it was one of
Wow.
those magical New York moments, and I
Yeah.
got to see a reunited Vanilla Fudge. Well, 3/4 of them, but it
Hey,
was,
that's more than I would have expected. I would have thought it
Yeah.
would be Carmine and like 4 dudes in their
Dudes.
30s.
No,
Yeah.
no, it was the whole band except for the original bassist. I guess wasn't available because of scheduling reasons or some shit. I don't know,
Huh.
but they
Amazing.
were great.
That sounds awesome.
So that was a really magical thing, and I really love that record. So it's my number 4. My number 3, The Beatles with Magical Mystery Tour. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Underrated Beatles album.
It truly is. I talked about my love for that record when we did the whole Beatles episode. And that's nearly a perfect album, except for just a couple of weak spots. It's
Flying,
nearly
but,
perfect.
you know.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep.
You know. It's just it's almost like a little interlude, so I don't really
Kinda,
knock it for
yeah.
that.
Doesn't count.
But the record as a whole is incredible. My number 2, the Jimi Hendrix Experience again with Are You Experienced?
Ooh,
Yeah.
child.
See, all right. So now Axis is a great record, but then I listened to the debut and I'm like, oh, but
Yeah.
sorry, Axis.
You know, it depends, though. The US Are You Experienced? Woo! But the UK one, I definitely would put Axis above the UK one.
I'm probably preferring to the US.
Yeah, the US one is just
Yeah.
Purple Haze,
Because,
Foxy
yeah,
Lady,
it's
Grin
nonstop.
Winter
It's
Mary,
just
blah, blah, blah.
fucking hit after hit
Yeah,
after hit.
the
after
UK
hit.
one is like Red House, you know.
Yeah.
No,
So, you know, whatever,
no.
all that
I'm
kind of
referring to
shit.
the U.S. version,
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
which, I mean, you know, it's almost unfair to say this about Axis, but that version stomps Axis for me. When you're talking about from start to finish, it's like, god damn, what a statement this album
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So, but my number 1. I mean, do I even have to say it?
Yeah.
Do I even have?
You have to say it.
Do I have to say the name?
You do.
Dude.
I mean, it's obviously Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Okay.
Come on. I mean,
Surprise!
surprise!
Yeah.
Jeez, it turns out that's a halfway decent album. Who knew?
knew?
Wait, decent.
Well, I don't know, man. I think it's a little overrated, personally.
Your fucking ass it is.
Too many people like it, so I've decided that I don't.
Oh boy, you know there are people out there that are like that.
I do. There are people who don't like the Beatles, people who don't like Sgt. Pepper, people who don't like Pet Sounds. They like congratulating themselves on the fact that they don't like those
Because they're
things.
so cool.
That's fucking obnoxious.
Because they're so contrary.
That's such fucking obnoxious hipster contrarian
I mean, I can understand
bullshit.
not, some people just genuinely don't like those things, but there are definitely those people who have that vibe of like, oh yeah, guess what? I think the Beatles are overrated.
Oh yeah, that
That kind of thing.
that's
It's like,
that's bullshit. Like when you mentioned Pet Sounds just now. I mean, obviously last week we talked about Pet Sounds, and I do feel in a lot of aspects of that album there's an overrated element to it, and I think that there's the letdown element considering how trumped up it's been. But who the fuck could say it sucks? Who's going to listen to the high points on Pet Sounds and say, no,
Stupid people.
this is no good. This is not good music. Like, get out of here. The same thing with with
I
Sgt.
don't know.
Pepper's.
Is there anybody out there?
Who on earth would say? Who the fuck would have anything bad to say about Sgt. Pepper's?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But again, Sgt. Pepper's another one of those records, though, that there have to be people who haven't listened to it yet who've been like, okay, Jesus, this been slapping me in the face my entire fucking life. Let's listen to this,
Yeah, but it comes out fucking swinging.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I didn't have that. It's been built up forever, and I finally listened to a moment. I've been listening to Sgt. Pepper since I was like 12, so I've always kind of been hip to how incredible that record is. And to me, I think it lives up to every bit of fucking hype it's ever gotten. But I don't know. That's just me. Maybe they'll disagree. Maybe you'll disagree. I'll ignore you if you do.
Who knows?
But maybe you will. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe we don't even like that album.
Yeah,
Maybe we hate it.
Maybe it doesn't even make their honorable. Maybe it's in their dishonorable mentions.
Yeah, it could be. You never know.
Maybe we totally ignored it.
Maybe they're both like, fuck this album. We both like Zappa. We're only in it for the money instead.
Exactly. That's my
Stay tuned
spoiler
to
alert,
find out.
That's my number one. No, it's
Anyway, that's me.
All right.
not. All right, Tommy.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Morning, sweetheart.
Hi. Can I fix you some eggs?
How about oatmeal?
Okay.
Samantha, I thought I told you no witchcraft.
I didn't.
Don't cover up. It takes time to make oatmeal. There's not even a pot around.
There's no trick to it. Really. I used instant Quaker oatmeal. You just pour a packet into a bowl, add boiling water, stir, and it's done. With instant Quaker, anyone can make oatmeal in a hurry. Even mortals.
Unemployment line.
Oh, so good.
All right, well, we're back.
Oh, sorry. Hi, we're back.
We're back. And Crystal is now going to give us her top 10 albums
Albums,
of
not
1967.
Good. While
Albums,
you're
not
doing that,
albums.
I'm going to shove a bunch of Skittles in my mouth.
Okay. I have a lot of runners-up.
As it should be.
Surrealistic Pillow by the Jefferson Airplane. Bobo Motion by Willie Bobo. By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Glenn Campbell. The Doors. You know, The Doors. What record was it that came out in 67? I can't remember. The Doors.
The Doors.
The Doors,
I think,
yeah.
yeah.
I Never Loved a Man the Way That I Love You, Aretha Franklin. The
Wow,
Velvet
that's
Underground.
really a runner-up.
Yeah, yeah. The Velvet Underground and The Velvet Underground and Nico, Chelsea Girl by Nico. That's sort of like a three-way tie. King and Queen, Otis Redding and Carla Thomas. David Bowie. Big Swing Face by Buddy Rich. Buddy motherfucking Rich.
Stop cussing, Tommy.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Would you like some soap for your mouth?
Later. Reach Out by the Four Tops. Smiley Smile by the Beach Boys. Strange Days. Excuse me. You know, by
the band that did that album, The Doors.
The Doors, yeah.
Yeah.
The High Priestess of Soul by Nina Simone. Days of Future Past, The Moody Blues. Don't hit me, Paul. Disraeli Gears by Cream. Mr. Fantasy by Traffic. Their Satanic Majesty's Request by the Rolling Stones. Wild Honey by the Beach Boys. The Look of Love by Dusty Springfield. And Leonard Cohen, Songs of Leonard Cohen. Those are my runners-up. Okay, so here's my list. Some people are not going to be happy about it, but I don't care.
I'm looking, I'm like, it looks tilted.
What?
Our camera looks tilted.
Are we
Does it look tilted?
sideways?
I don't know, whatever. We're doing all right.
Let's fix it in the mix.
We'll fix it in post.
It's a psychedelic framing.
Yeah, it's 67.
Yeah.
All right, here's my list. Coming in at number 10, More Than a New Discovery by Laura Nyro.
Yeah.
Now, some people don't know who she is. Some people know her hit songs that were sung by other people. You really need to listen to her records.
Yeah.
Her whole story is super crazy and tragic, but man, that chick could write some fucking songs. I mean, like, wow. Paul knows the score.
I'm a big Laura Nyro fan.
Huge fan. What about you, Tommy?
Have you gone in?
I haven't dived deep, no.
All right, well, you're sitting at home doing a thing, listen to her stuff. All right, my number 9 is Sgt. Pepper and the Magical Mystery Tour. It's a tie.
Oh.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and Magical Mystery Tour. That's my number 9.
Number 9?
Is there any number 9?
Number 9.
Number 9?
Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9. Oh, right, number 9.
Number
wow,
9.
okay.
Number 9. I'm going to get pushed back, but I don't care. Do what you want.
You're currently receiving the pushback.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I do what I want.
Ooh. After a pushback, we have a callback.
Catchphrase.
Catchphrase alert.
That's our
I think that's
Tommy.
the first time that catchphrase has made this series.
It is, yeah. I win again. All right, number 7 is Lush Life by Nancy Wilson.
Oh, damn.
Ooh, you know that record.
I know all the Nancy Wilson records.
So great. Her voice is like, it's not like butter, it's like warm caramel.
Yes.
I love Nancy Wilson's voice. It's so good. Damn. My number 6 is Tangerine Dream by Kaleidoscope.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Orange Whip.
I'm aware of
Orange
it.
Whip.
3 orange whips.
Orange Whip, 3 Orange Whips,
Yeah.
1. My number 5 is Forever Changes by Love.
Oh.
It was
As
really,
Ted Baxter once said,
it was kind of hard to not make it higher on the list. But
yes, it's very hard.
other stuff is, I don't know.
It's 67.
It's 1967. It's so many.
Sgt. Pepper's only number 9 on our list.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's because it's 1967.
7, yeah. My number 4 is The Piper at the Gates of Dawn by Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Do you have that here?
I didn't pull it. I have so many. Yeah, I just quickly grabbed stuff to put out. I have
I
it
saw
here,
it
but I
somewhere.
didn't put it
Oh,
out.
is it? No.
No, that's a
That's not
saucer.
it, yeah.
I have it though.
Anyway, well, you see here. Love that record. Pink Floyd, man. My number 3 is a tie.
Oh,
Between
oh,
Are
oh.
You... Oh,
It's a drop tie.
It's a drop tie. Between Are You Experienced and the Jimi Hendrix Experience Axis Bold as Love.
Ah,
I had to put them together.
that's a legitimate one.
Yeah, because I couldn't... Listening to them back to back with one and like switching who's first.
Yeah. Thing about Are You Experienced is it's a lot of radio staples and a lot of singles.
Yeah.
Axis kind of lacks that. I mean, it kind of has crosstown traffic, and maybe that's kind of it. But the songs are still so damn good on it.
And I just love the song Axis Bold as Love.
Axis Bold as Love, and Little Wings on that.
Yeah.
Just wanna talk to you.
So good. All right, my number 2 is Up and Away by the Fifth Dimension.
5D.
Again, which we talked about during the singles, crazily underrated, I think. They were big, but I think they should have been bigger, and I think that more people should know everything, their catalog. and
You
not
said it
just things.
then.
I did
You
say
said
it
it,
then.
everyone go home, listen to the Fifth Dimension or
Dimension.
something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
They're
Well,
so-
it bears repeating.
Yes, thank you. It bears repeating now. Na, 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 na. Paul hates that band. All right, and my number 1 is The Who Sell Out. Now, see.
Wait, I didn't hear.
The Who Sell Out.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So I know that people are going to be like, what? The Who Sell Out? What the fuck are you
The Who
crazy?
Sells
It's a bunch
fucking
of
great.
weird stuff. Da da da. It's fucking great. Think about, I mean, it's not the first concept album, I don't think. But
No.
to come up with these kooky ass ideas and make, have the commercials in and the songs and it's so good and adventurous, I think.
It was a genius idea.
Yeah.
And going in and recording, making up commercials and
So
recording
the-
them and putting in between, and kind of making it sound like it's a radio show.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be listening to the radio.
Yeah.
So, it's like Marianne with the shaky hands and I Can See for Miles, everybody knows that's the big hit. But like, Our Love Was,
Yeah.
oh my God, you know that song? Incredible. That's one of my all-time favorites, Our Love Was. I love that song.
It's a great one.
It's so good.
It was so good they put it on Magic Bus also.
Thank you, yes. Silas Stingy, Rael, Relax. It just before you come for me in the comments, and then I come after you and you're going to have to change your plans.
Oh!
Well,
Just listen to it.
I can't imagine anybody coming at you about having that.
Some people might, I don't know.
Maybe about having it above the Beatles, but
Yeah.
having that on the list and having it
Listen-
high,
Yeah, I
they definitely
mean,
shouldn't be
come
coming
on.
at you about
Yeah,
that.
It's very brilliant. It's brilliant. So that's my list of the top 10 albums, not singles,
Of 1967.
1967.
Okay. Well, all right, we're gonna freak out with some commercials now. Woo!
Yeah.
They turned me on. I woke up this morning with the sun in my face. My worries were gone. I woke up feeling this must be the place.
This was almost a turned-off time. Before she left the house, she had a headache, but she had bufferin. So when it's a turned-on time and a headache starts to turn you off, take bufferin.
Mrs. Schwartz?
Oh,
Excuse me, Mrs. Schwartz. Could you tell us how you feel about oil heat?
oil heat? Oh, well, I think oil heat is wonderful. See, I'm showering in the school. What's for hot water? All I want, all I can use. And I know for a fact that only oil heat can give me so much, so fast, and it's so dependable. And I got my dishwasher going, my washer going. Still plenty of hot water. Wouldn't I drop myself? You know, everybody, all my friends wouldn't think of buying a house unless it was heated by oil. Oh, everybody thinks it's so dependable. Dependable hot water and dependable comfortable heating in every room in my house.
Mrs. Schwartz,
Yeah?
you know you're on television?
Yes, I know.
Oil heat. You can depend on it.
Till I'm ready
Push the button.
to start the phone.
We are back. Hey, everybody. Hi.
Oh, turns out we're back.
We're back.
Oh,
Who knew?
hey.
And
You know what would be nifty, Keen? If Paul told us all about his thoughts on
yeah.
1967.
Because I'm sure
I know
yes,
you're probably not into the music of this
Yeah.
year, though, right?
it was probably the hardest for you to do anything. with
Find
this.
anything you like.
Yeah.
take a seat.
Uh-oh.
Because I've got some honorable mentions here.
Oh, you got honorable mentions for 67?
If you can believe it,
I'm
More
gonna
than me.
I'm gonna take a nap.
I have
Take a nap.
43 honorable mentions.
What?
Oh, come on,
More than
man.
me. More
Yes.
than me.
Yes. I decided to go full bore on this one.
Okay.
I decided to go full bore on this one.
Do it.
You said, "Oh, come on, man," a little too soon. Save it for after this. Johnny Rivers with Rewind.
Oh, come on, man.
The Circle, Neon, Nina Simone, Soul, Silken Soul, and High Priestess of Soul, and Nina Simone Sings the Blues. Sergio Mendes in Brazil, 66, Equinox. Cream Disraeli Gears, Mothers of Invention Absolutely Free, Crying Shames, A Scratch in the Sky, Jameson Color 'Em In, Hollies with Evolution and Butterfly, Dusty Springfield Where Am I Going, Fifth Dimension The Magic Garden, The Crying Shames with A Scratch in the Sky, Dylan with John Wesley Harding, Harry Nilsson's debut Pandemonium Shadow Show, Lulu to Serve with Love, Leslie Gore with California Nights, fucking great record, Eric Bird and the Animals Winds of Change, Paul Revere and the Raiders Revolution, Buckingham's Time and Charges, More of the Monkees, The Youngbloods' first album, Moby Grape's first album, Country Joe and the Fish's first album, Electric Music for the Mind and Body, Sly and the Family Stone with A Whole New Thing, oh man,
yeah.
Buffalo Springfield Again, The Yardbirds' Little Games, Free Design Kites Are Fun, Laura Nero with More Than a New Discovery, Doors' Strange Days, Happy Together by the Turtles, Younger Than Yesterday by the Byrds, Gene Clark with the Gosden Brothers, Left Bank, Walk Away Renee Pretty Ballerina, Association Inside Out, Jefferson Airplane Surrealistic Pillow, Young Rascals Groovin', and Hendrix Are You Experienced and Bold as Love, Stones Between the Buttons, and the album that I am the most heartbroken that I couldn't get on the list, Bee Gees First. Because that,
Oh.
Shocking.
yeah, anyway, so yeah,
All right.
that was my runners-up list.
I can't wait to hear this list.
Yeah.
What's gonna
All right, so my number 10. Piper at the Gates of Dawn by Pink Floyd, the first Pink Floyd album. Mm-hmm. I mean, the only Syd Barrett era album, I mean, like, he was the guy. There's only one Roger Waters song on that whole album.
Yes.
The thing about that album is that the 70s, like, popular albums, Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Animals, The Wall, Metal, that's your big brother on acid. Piper at the Gates of Dawn is your little 5-year-old brother on acid.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard this album, that's basically it. But dude, Astronomy Domine, how you pronounce it? Lucifer,
Domine.
Sam, Attila Mother. It goes on and on. I'm not going to list every song. But number 9, Jefferson Airplane with After Bathing at Baxter's. The follow-up to Surrealistic Pillows. Surrealistic Pillows is the moment where they kind of like broke through and had their big hit album, and then this is the follow-up, and they were already like ruling the roost and going, okay, we're going to spend $1 gazillion on recording, and we're going to, you know, have drug deliveries and the whole thing, and like, you know, make a big psychedelic album, and I think it's absolutely glorious. I mean, Ballad of You and Me and Punil, Young Girls Sunday Blues, Martha, Rejoice, Watch Her Ride. Incredible stuff. And if you watched my Jefferson Airplane albums ranking, you'll know this is my favorite Airplane album. But number 8.
What it is?
The Who Sell Out.
Yeah!
The Who Sell Out. Yeah, I mean, that's... It's not the first concept album, but it's possibly the first pop art concept album, because it's definitely like a pop art thing. Like, it's
sure. I mean, look at that cover. Look at what they did.
The cover alone is pop art.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I remember I found that record in the 50-cent bin at Looney Tunes, this used record store, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? I could see that it was The Who, but I didn't know that it was like a real album. I thought maybe it was like some weird Pickwick collection or whatever. I'm like, I didn't even know what it was, and I was looking, I was like, oh, it has I Can See for Miles on it.
Why does
and I didn't know, but I didn't know. Oh, this is the album that song's on, because I didn't. It took me a while to wrap my head around the fact that it was just like a legit, proper
release
studio Who album.
Yeah.
And but man, what an album! But you know what? Silas Stingy is the one track I don't like.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Not into it, but other than that,
the rest of it is great.
And there's a CD that came out, a reissue in 1998-99, where they add a whole second half to it. Like, they make it a double album. They get all these outtakes and all these other tracks from the time, like singles and stuff, and they have all these leftover commercials from the sessions, and boom, it's The Who Sell Out is a double album.
Well, that's pretty cool that they did that.
It's really cool. They did a really great job with it. All right, so number 7... Love Forever Changes. Oh man, this album is.
Do you know that record, Tommy?
Absolutely incredible.
It's really great.
It's a beautiful album, really. I mean, it was written in a particularly dark period of time for Arthur Lee. Like, he went through this period where he actually was convinced that he was going to die, and he wrote and recorded this album thinking this was going to be it, that he was going to die, and that this was going to be like his final statement to the world. So that's where he's coming from with this record. And it's just like, it's absolutely amazing. Oh, and the title of the album, and I learned this not that long ago, was because some friend of his was telling him a story about how he broke up with the girl.
Yeah.
And she said, "But you said you would love me forever." And he said, "Well, forever changes."
And he's a black guy, too.
Yeah, well, forever changes, yeah. Anyway. But there is one bum track on that record, Bummer in the Summer, the Dylan wannabe track.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, so it's not even a perfect album, but outside of that, whew. But number 6. The Doors, with The Doors. Yeah, the first Doors album. Now, The Doors were signed to Elektra because Arthur Lee told Jack Holzman to go to the Whiskey and see them. He's like, you have got to go see this band. And that's why they got signed to Elektra. So... Not only did Arthur Lee give us Forever Changes, but he's responsible for the Doors being signed.
Yep.
Yeah. Number 5. It's a tie!
Whoa!
My one and only tie for 1967. The Monkees with Headquarters and Pisces Aquarius.
Capricorn and Jones.
Yeah, those two albums, I have such a tough time choosing between them. They're very different animals. Headquarters is a little bit more of a rough and ready kind of garage band sort of record, and Pisces Aquarius is like this masterful pop production.
Yeah.
But my love for them is just like, I just can't choose between them. And I will say, the one thing, Headquarters, I don't know, Pisces Aquarius, you could easily argue that it's a better album, but Headquarters has 0 songs I don't like. Pisces has a song or two that I don't think are that great.
Which ones?
But the highs on Pisces are definitely higher.
Which songs don't you like?
I don't like What Am I Doing Hanging Around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never liked that one.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
And
because they overplayed it on the show.
Yeah. Well, and Hard to Believe I like, but I don't think it's as good as the rest of the album.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so anyway, number 4, Magical Mystery Tour, Beatles. Yeah, see, I didn't do a tie on the Beatles. It's because I love Magical Mystery Tour, but I couldn't really say that those are tied, poisonally. But man, Magical Mystery Tour, I mean, we talked about this before, probably on the Beatles episode, where Magical Mystery Tour was originally just an EP of side 1. It was a double EP, and that was the soundtrack to the film. But the U.S. label added a side 2 with all the singles from the period, and whew, man, what an album that became. Yeah.
Indeed.
But number 3. Something Else by the Kinks. I don't even know where I put it. Something Else by the Kinks.
We got it, Crystal. Yep.
Okay. So Something Else by the Kinks. Man, this album. I have it above Magical Mystery Tour. This is such an incredible record. I discovered the Kinks. I kind of got into them in the early '80s, and I went on this little record purchasing excursion out of town with some money that I had sort of built up from mowing lawns, because that's back in the early '80s. The way I got records is that I was mowing lawns and I was doing cutting hedges and all that kind of shit and raising money to buy records. So records really meant a lot at the time because you had to save up for them, and you could only get one, if you were lucky.
A lot of sweat equity, literally.
Yeah. Nowadays, any record you want to check out, you just go online and check it out. Back then, you had to buy the record to check it out, And I found this record for $1983, and I was like, oh, damn, that's expensive. I hemmed and hawed about buying this record. I was like, I don't know, man, $9.
That's a lot of money.
But I paid that money, and
boy,
woo, boy, am I glad that I did, because it was an OG 67 copy. I have that copy to this day.
For $9?
Well, it was 83. That $9 was steep for a used record in 1983.
But, wow. Okay. Wow.
Because that was back in the days when you could get Pet Sounds for $2 used.
Yeah.
Right. But
oh my gosh.
But anyway, I mean, this Waterloo Sunset alone. I mean, come on. But anyway, number 2. Number 2. I'm gonna let you sit here and wait for a moment for number 2. Maybe I'll even show you number 2, because I have it right back here. It's Sgt. Pepper.
Oh, number 2. What happened?
Number 2. Number 2. And I'm not trying to say it's shit. Number 2.
You wouldn't dare.
No.
Sgt. Pepper.
Okay.
I mean...
Yeah, all right.
I think you ranked it too low, but...
That's just him.
Well...
What the hell do I know?
Well.
What do you know?
Leave it in the comments. What does Tommy know?
What does Tommy know? What the fuck does Tommy know? And your number 1 is...
Days of Future Past by
yes,
the Moody Blues.
Yes, I knew it. Yeah.
Absolutely. That album runs deep. Runs deep, that one. I'm not even going to go... I did a Moody Blues album ranking video. Go back to that. I pontificate on that record in that video, and I go in deep about my history with it and how much it means to me, so I'm not going to waste time here on this one talking about it. Just go to that video. Yes, that was I didn't have to think about it. I didn't sit here and go, oh, I don't know, Sgt. Pepper, Days... No. Immediately, boom, number 1, Days of Future Past.
Okay.
So there you go. All right. Well, freak out again, because we got commercials.
I'm a London girl. I change my looks to suit my mood with Yardley's super new lip polish, Slicker under my lipstick to soften the color,
Slicker over,
to light up my lips,
Slicker alone,
for moist, natural innocence, under, over, alone. Get Slicker lip polish by Yardley of London.
Peter has a lean and hungry look.
Yes, and I'm afraid he's sinking fast.
We must operate immediately. Bull.
Sugar.
Milk.
90 cc's of Kellogg's Rice Krispies.
I think patient's responding to the Rice Krispies, Doctor. Congratulations, sir. A brilliant use of snap, crackle, and pop. With enough Rice Krispies, will he be able to play the bass again?
Yes.
That's kind of weird. He never could before.
People get ready.
No.
The show is taping.
Don't need no ticket. Just turn it on.
And then Jeff Beck comes in.
No, I was thinking the Vanilla Fudge version, but...
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking of the impressions personally, but
yeah, I was thinking about the okay.
Oh, are we back?
We're back.
Oh, yeah, we're back. Hey,
we're back.
Hi, how's it
Hi.
going? Yeah.
All right. Okay, well, we're about to attempt the impossible, and that is to hate 1967.
Oh, but it can be done.
It can be
It
done.
can be done.
It can be
Oh yeah,
done.
yeah. It can be done quite easily. Yeah.
So, starting with me.
Yes.
I think we are, yes.
I actually have a dishonorable mention before I get to my worst of the year.
Ooh.
What?
Bring it.
My dishonorable mention is their Satanic Majesty's Request by the Rolling Stones.
Really?
Which is a meandering, ramshackle, pile of shit mess of a fucking album that also happens to include She's a Rainbow.
Ramshackle.
And that's a mixed bag.
Featuring.
I know.
She's a Rainbow.
It's a mixed bag. And the
I
bag is
really
mostly
like-
shit, and there's one thing in that bag that kicks ass.
No, man. She's a Rainbow. Citadel? You fucking kidding me? 2,000 light years from home?
Yeah.
There are some great songs in
No,
that. But
there aren't.
there's absolute
There's
crap. Like,
one great song.
Sing This All Together, See What Happens. Absolute crap.
Yeah.
That record is just a fucking disaster. It was an experiment, and it sounds like an experiment.
They were on drugs.
No, I think they were just trying to pretend they were on drugs. It was supposed to be their
Well-
druggy psychedelic record, and it just
Well, you know, that's
it just-
because
The Stones weren't as...
yeah, it sounded like they were tourists to psychedelia. They were cosplaying as a psychedelic band.
Yeah, that is a cosplay album if ever there was one. Well, the Stones
Yeah.
aren't quite as authentic as people give them credit for. Let's
Yeah.
just put it that way.
That's true.
But my actual worst of the year, Leonard Nimoy presents Mr. Spock's Music from Outer Space by Leonard Nimoy. Mm-hmm. Whoo boy!
I mean, yeah.
Just watch that video of what's the song? The Bilbo Baggins.
Oh, that's not even on this album.
Oh, he has
that's
like 4
on
or
the
5
follow-up
albums.
Oh, that's
album.
right. That's right.
He has
Yeah.
several albums.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot to mine with Leonard Nimoy's
Well, with
recorded
all
output.
Star Trek guys.
Yeah. Well, watch
Yeah.
that video anyway because it's bloody awful.
Yeah,
it is.
Bloody awful.
This is just absolutely terrible. Yeah, it's just you especially got to listen to. I think it's the closing track where he's just monologuing about this planet that he finds this lone survivor in a cave, and he tells him the tale of what happened to his world and blah 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 blah, and it turns out that planet was Earth, and it's like, wow, I saw that one fucking telegraphed.
That is
long
profound.
ago.
That's profound.
Yeah, it's real profound. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it wasn't heavy-handed in any way.
Wow.
So, that's
It gives you food for thought.
yeah,
that
it really
track,
does.
doesn't
It's
it?
a lot of food for thought. Unfortunately, it's food for space. It's astronaut ice cream for thought.
Astronaut ice cream.
Astronaut
for
ice cream
thought.
and Tang for thought. Actually, I like Tang. Anyway, over to you.
Crystal.
It's my turn. It's
Step
my
up and take
I'll eat fucking spoonfuls of Tang. I don't give a fuck.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. So
It's nature's fun dip, I always say.
nature's fun. All right. So I got Leonard Nimoy. Yada yada yada. Then I have
What he said.
What
Yeah.
he said. And then I have Turn On, Tune In, and Drop Out with Timothy Leary.
Oh.
Have you ever heard this?
I've heard parts of it, but I've never sat through it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really sit through it.
No.
Yeah. If you know about Timothy Leary and the electric Kool-Aid acid test and all that stuff, it's just him, like, blathering while he's on acid.
Yeah.
And it's not good. You don't learn anything except don't do acid, kids.
Don't do acid and make records. Well, no,
Make
no, I
records.
take that back. I was going to say don't do acid and make records.
Yeah.
Half the records on my list were...
I think some of your top
acid,
10
yeah.
list.
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
A lot of acid.
I retract that statement.
Yeah. Don't pontificate about acid like you know what you're talking about. When
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
on
yeah.
acid. You're not a doctor. Okay. And then I've got Christmas with Anita Bryant. And it is what you're thinking. It's exactly
The title
what you're
alone, I don't even need to go any further
What?
than that.
how many episodes ago was that Anita Bryant Coke commercial?
That was early 60s, 62,
60s.
61.
Didn't you say that it was the whitest thing you've ever seen?
One of the whitest things I've ever seen, yeah. 'Cause especially those guys.
Oh my God. All the living Ken dolls.
Yes.
Like the 4 white guys.
All the rejects from Jan and Dean's back in the day.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Just so...
It was the 8 freshmen.
Yeah,
It was the other...
Yeah.
Oh, it was the Brothers 4 is who it was.
That's it, the Brothers 4. I knew it was some 4 something. Yeah. So there's that. But then my number 1 is Country Joe and the Fish. Anything Country Joe and the Fish. Country Joe and the Fish.
Ooh, you don't. Oh, wow. Well, you're not really a San Francisco sound kind of gal outside of like J.A.
Is this 60s hot dog water?
Ding.
Okay.
Yeah, to me it is. First of all, I hate that name. That's one of the worst band names ever. Like, that's up there with Hot Tuna.
Oh, yeah.
Disgusting. Who wants to eat hot tuna fish? Crazy people.
Well, from what I understand, they originally wanted to call the band Hot Shit.
Yes, and couldn't do that.
And they couldn't get away with it.
So Hot Tuna. But just that fucking rag song. What is it?
Oh,
1, 2, 3. What do we?
Oh, that's
like
on the
I'm
second
fixing to
album.
die,
Yeah, that's
right?
on.
Wait,
That's
don't
on,
give
yeah.
it. No, that's why I hate them so much.
I feel like I'm fixing to die.
Well, yeah,
right?
fixing to die.
Yeah, no, that track sucks. I don't like that track
Yeah,
either.
but that has colored. No pun intended. That has colored my whole view of Country Joe and the Fish. I don't like it. I don't like it.
What are you gonna do?
No,
I
sir.
don't like it.
She don't like it.
No, sir. I don't like it. No.
Okay.
She doesn't like it no more.
Well,
Never.
let me see if I have anything on my list. Actually, I honestly don't remember what is on my list here.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
But you do have something.
I have 2. Oh, I do. I have 2. First up, well, I'll keep the glasses on. The Beach Boys with Smiley Smile. Have you listened to Smiley Smile?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. Well, you probably listen to all.
You already
of
know
them,
my
but-
feelings on the whole smile.
Smile.
Well, but yeah, but this
fucking
is a different thing. It's a different
This is
animal.
different.
I like Smile, official Smile, but Smiley Smile
Smile.
can go jump in the lake. I really cannot. I've tried and I have tried and I've tried. You know, I talk about I didn't like Pet Sounds and I kept trying and trying until one day it just like clicked. It will never click with Smiley Smile. I do not like that record.
Frowny
it's just
frown.
it's just people who like kind of
Frowny
like
frown, the Beach
lo-fi
Boys
kind of
frowny
stuff.
frown.
People who like indie lo-fi kind of stuff are going to tend to take to this kind of thing.
I tend to not like that kind of stuff or those kinds of people.
I can't do it.
People.
I cannot do it. But above that,
Is.
and actually, frankly, far worse, somebody by the name of Kathy Berberian with an album called Beatles Arias.
Oh, no.
Beatles Arias, yes, operatic chamber versions of Beatles songs.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, that is my number 1 worst of the year, and just look it up. It's out there.
Boy,
Go listen.
That sounds bad.
See how long you can get through a single track.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Who? Kay Ballard? What?
Kathy Berberian. Kathy Berberian. Well, you'll see. I will have it below. You'll see that.
It says here she's in blackface during the
Oh, hey!
She may as well be.
Why didn't you lead with that?
Yeah, well.
It says here. It says here.
According to your notes.
Hey, you can't read. Hey, that's the outtakes from the notes.
Oh, shit. That's good.
All right.
Beatles
And 11
Arias.
other minstrel songs.
That the kids will enjoy.
The kids will enjoy. Oh, that never gets old. Hey.
Oh, here's a commercial the kids will enjoy.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pop-Tarts, new from Kellogg's.
You can eat them on the run, eat them just for fun. Eat them when you have a party. Yeah. When you want a snack, you can eat them from the pack.
Oh, warm and tasty, good and hearty.
Strawberry, blueberry, brown sugar cinnamon, appleberry, and brand new Concord grape and raspberry apple.
New from Kellogg's Pop-Tarts.
There we go. Oh, it kind of look like what's the Doors album cover where he's all up in the.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thanks for freaking out with us.
Yeah.
It's 1967, but 1967 eventually has to end, doesn't it? Unfortunately, now's that time.
Mm-hmm.
But that means 1968 will soon be upon us.
Yes.
But not until you subscribe, if you haven't. And if you do...
You're going to hear this.
Brooklyn Bridge, City Hall.
If you're in New York, that's what you're going to hear when you subscribe.
Yeah.
But... yeah, anyway, comment and all that kind of stuff, and, complain that we don't have Sgt. Pepper up high enough on our lists or whatever. Tommy doesn't have it high enough on his list.
Blah, blah, blah.
But,
we want
what
me
are you
to put
gonna
it at 0? How much higher could it be on my list?
0.
Well, some people who would put it at 0.
Yeah, make it the Big Bang.
Yeah, all right, well. Anyway, thanks, everybody, and come back next week, because as Tommy said, well, he's right. We're going to do 1968.
You heard it. You heard it here. Tommy's
You're
right.
here first.
Yep. Bye. That's all you need to know. Bye.
Got turned off during the whole last episode, did
No,
it?
it did.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Whether or not it did,
that's why I was sitting here all
completely past me the
uncomfortable
whole
and
time.
everything. Yeah. You never really know in the summer months, is it that he's got a candy crash or is it that he's wilting in
Flop
the
sweat.
lack of AC?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Could either, sometimes it could be both. Probably will be both, most likely.
No matter what, there's a reason that we start going, because this is a huge drag.
Yeah. But, on that note,
all right.
Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1.
All right!